Peace Church right by Tommaso's home. Dove of Peace Lutheran Church. We're going to go over to the Dove of Peace and see if there's agents still there. It is approximately 0.7 miles away. Dove of Peace. So we're going to go over there and see what's up. And there's nothing there, we'll come back.
North Northern Hills Drive, then turn right onto North Northern Hills Drive.
Dove of Peace.
Turn right onto North Northern Hills Drive.
Look at all the people outside of the home here. Dove of Peace.
Take your next left onto North Linda Road.
Look how dark it is out here. The FBI was out here today, all around the neighborhoods here. And there's a church that they were staged at. I'm going to go over there and see if they're still staged.
North Linda Road. Then at the next stop sign, you'll turn left.
At the Dove of Peace Church.
At the stop sign, turn left onto West Roller Coaster Road.
Roller Coaster Road. Yo, this is a roller coaster.
In a quarter mile, turn right into the parking lot.
The Dove of Peace Church.
Turn right into the parking lot.
Where's the parking lot? FBI was here. I don't see anybody here at the Dove of Peace Church. All right, nobody's here. So let me turn around here. This is the Dove of Peace Church. So the FBI is not looking for, not in this area right now, the Dove of Peace Church. So give me 1 second. Out in the field here, JLR investigates. Someone has been detained. Who? Who has been detained? Out and about. Crazy stuff, man. I've never seen anything so crazy than this. So let me see what my people are saying. I'm getting some messages here. I got all kinds of sources around here that have been telling me stuff. And somebody said the name DE. The name DE. Now, I will tell you straight up, if it's DE, I will donate the entire $50,000 reward to Border Patrol and ICE. If it's DE, because I have documented proof a while back communicating with Pima County Sheriff's Office about DE and got responses by Pima County Sheriff's Office inquiring and want to know more about DE. If it's him. If it's him. If it was him, I will donate the entire $50,000. A lot of people think it's DE, but it might not be him. Have you heard his name? Man, DE's like basically going viral right now. But I mean, I personally saw the stuff. People don't think it's him. Talking about DE. Some people think it's him, some people don't. I don't personally think it's him in the footage, but I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. His name's circulating. DE. DE. But I will say, and I pretty much put it out there, I communicated with Pima County Sheriff's days ago about DE, and someone from them, who was it? Let me see. Somebody's honking. Somebody's watching me. They're honking. Let me see if I can get that email. if I'm logged in on my email on this phone. It might not be. Open in Gmail app. Hold on. Yes. A deputy by the name of Earl Giron, Gier, responded back to me. A deputy named Earl and wanted more information and left me a phone number. But I emailed him back. Now, I'm not saying it's the guy. I don't know. But if it is, whoa. All right, let's go back to Tommaso's house. Let's go back to Tommaso's, folks. Someone got detained. We'll find out soon who it could be. I can say that why are agents all around the home of Annie and Tommaso's today? Why are they all around the area? Tornado. They're all around the area. Or somebody centered around the case. So much stuff has come through. They were looking through pipes today. They were looking in all types of locations. It's crazy. Going back to Tommaso's. Dude, this is called Roller Coaster Road. This is insanity. It's called Roller Coaster Road back here. Look how dark it is back here. If they got somebody for questioning and there's a conspiracy, the first one that takes a bite at the apple is the one that gets the deal, the best deal. So someone might be spilling the beans and sharing everything they know to get that sweet deal. Look how crazy it is out here. It's literally crazy. So what do we got? See how it's pitch black out here and anyone can do anything at night? All right, there's people at Tommaso's home. Cars are pulling up to Tommaso's. Look. Dude, everyone's running. I just saw a bunch of people run. Look at this. Hey, let me, I know that person. Hey. Yeah, I'm live right now, but let me just ask you. No, you could talk. What's the buzz? Who is it?
I don't know yet. I'm trying.
Is it DE?
They detained someone. I can't.
But you know the name DE.
Who's DE?
You went there.
Oh, that I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
I swear I don't. I'm trying. Did you hear that?
It's what people are saying. I mean, people are saying names.
They weren't. I was at the house.
But they just put out a thing. I'm pulling up here.
Okay, yeah.
She works for People Magazine.
Mute it. So we tell you we got a tip.
Mute it. What? All right, hold on. I gotta mute.
In the car.
Thank you. I mean, she pretty much told us what we already know. She's like, mute it. But that's nice. Let me find something out here a minute. I'll be right back. Where's everybody going? Hey, Here's security guard just asked me. The security guard for the Guthries don't even know what's going on. The security guy just came over and says, "What's going on?" Him, the security guard. He just watch. You'll see him in a second. He didn't even know what's going on. The security guard for the security guard that's been hired. He's so out of the loop. He's asking me what's going on. He's him right here. This guy. He's the security guard. That's their security guard. You don't even know what's going on. He's a nice guy, but he's just a contractor. I mean, he doesn't even know. No, this is good. All right. So it appears Rio Rico. Rio Rico is a little town. It's on its way to Nogales. Somebody was in Rio Rico. Rio Rico. Let me see. Rio Rico. I remember that town. I got gas there. That's like there's like a port. There's like a border patrol checkpoint right by there in Rio Rico. Rio Rico. They're talking about Rio Rico. So where is Nancy? I'm going to try to find some information here. I am out front of Tommaso's home right now. So that's that security vehicle watching over his house right now. So, I was going to head up to Oro Valley too, to a particular place. Let me just see for sure. Yeah, JLR investigates. This is crazy stuff. This is insanity. Suspect detained. But are they going to say, this is crazy. Oh, I got a flashlight. I have to, where's my flashlight? I have to go find my press pass a minute. So come with me. I think I know where I dropped my press pass. I lost my press pass when I was out there. Do I look like the police? All right, so look. FBI today was searching all around this area. They were searching all around here. They were going door to door, but look how dark it is at night. You can't literally see anything. Easy a way to dispose of a body. If you want to get rid of a body. They were all door to door in this area. It was insanity today. But even if they have somebody detained that's connected with this case and they don't share where Nancy is, then, authorities have to still continue to look. Whoa. So you got to be very careful. I look for the press pass a minute. I believe it was at the end of the road. Somewhere around here. I'll be right back. I have to look for something. I think I dropped something around here. also be down here. So yeah, FBI was going all over the place here today. It's crazy. But you can't see nothing. Literally. They're also talking about Oro Valley. To the north. That's according to Fox. I'm going back to Tomaso's a minute, regroup. So somebody has been detained. According to reports, it was Rio Rico. Rio Rico. The question is, why was FBI all around here today? That's what's crazy. See, this is crazy terrain, isn't it? I'm going back to Tomaso's, how staging area. Let me see something here. So the reports are coming out. Two things. Whoever this is, and it looks like it was in the town of Rio Rico, about 30 miles to the south of Tucson. Report of law enforcement activity in the community of Rio Rico, south of Tucson. Now, we could go there if you want. If we get a location, we could go to Rio Rico if you guys want to go up to Rio Rico. But I'll just share with you 9:29 p.m. update. 9:29, which was 2 hours ago. So that's Eastern. Reports that LE is also headed north to Oro Valley area. It appears they might be going after more than one individual in Oro Valley. So now some people are also talking about the school that Tomaso is affiliated with, the basis of Oro Valley. Oro Valley Police and Pima County Sheriff are involved with an operation. Sources tell CBS News authorities detained a person of interest in connection with the Nancy Guthrie case. This as Oro Valley Police tell me, and this is coming from Laura Geller TV, tell me members of their regional SWAT team were activated to work on a mission with Pima County Sheriff. So you got like two situations. It appears maybe 15 minutes to the north and 30 minutes to the south where there's an operation going on. Boom, boom. Rio Rico. Now let's look at Flight Radar 24 and see what we got on Flight Radar 24. Nothing in Rio Rico, nothing in Nogales. I remember that. Oh, well, there's a chopper. LifeNet started in Rio Rico, but that has nothing to do with this. I am live outside the home of Tommaso and Annie Guthrie. Continuous coverage of Nancy Guthrie. Let the Pima County Sheriff know that the pizza was pretty good today. Pima County Sheriff was like saying, oh, that house was a crime scene. And people are saying, if it was a crime scene, then why don't you have the tape up?
As a way for the public to learn.
Little. We just know that there's a person being questioned, and we don't know whether or not they'll ultimately be charged. There's a lot of different facets of this investigation. We're kind of waiting to see if those become true.
And I appreciate that, Tom, because I think it's important context here that this is a piece potentially of the puzzle. It is not the whole puzzle, because obviously we still don't know anything about where Nancy Guthrie is, Tom. Right. And I wonder, in the course of the many conversations that I know you and the team have been having, is there anything that stands out to you, something that you've heard, let's say, again and again from law enforcement experts or analysts about the video that we're seeing here? In other words, is there a particular thread or clue or hint that they have keyed in on throughout the course of the evening here that could be important?
I don't know, because this has all happened so quickly this evening. I mean, we got a sense, it's currently 10:06 on the East Coast. I would say approximately of 5:30 p.m. tonight, we started to detect that there was a lot of movement in law enforcement in the greater Tucson area, that there were a number of things that we needed to start to pay attention to. We continue to make our calls, discuss with who we needed to discuss the types of information that would get us to the point where we would report this news if it were true. And so we were talking about less than 5 hours when this really kind of kicked into gear. What it is about this video that may have been helpful or not to get to a point where you feel comfortable taking somebody in for questioning, it's not immediately clear. To me, what would be most important, just based on my experience of covering these cases and the dinners, the cheeseburgers, the hours on the phone, well, what was it that made the case for you? It's if they could find on this person any of the things that we're looking at. The multiple sets of gloves. I think everybody thinks there's multiple sets of gloves. That gun that sticks out so very clearly. Is the mask there? You're looking at the gun there on the photo. The backpack. If it's all together that's there, that's going to be incredibly powerful evidence. It will obviously give them confidence that they're keying in on the right person. If they've found that, how much they found of that, we just don't know, Hallie.
Tom, I'm going to let you get back to the phone. I know you got more calls to make, but I appreciate you standing by, and I'll ask you to come back to the camera when you can, pal. Let me bring in our NBC News law enforcement analyst, Evie Pompouras, who's joining us now. Evie, you heard Tom lay out a myriad of things that law enforcement analysts and experts have been looking at, that investigators would presumably be looking at. So I'll put the question to you. What stands out to you from this? And as you have capably sort of brought us inside what that questioning would look like of this individual, what would the next step be?
Well, look, let's kind of build a little bit of the framework of what the questioning would look like. Local authorities take them into custody. Now, typically, if it's being done I don't want to say right, but a certain way. You would want to have a representative from the local authorities, also maybe an FBI law enforcement official. You want a primary and secondary in the room. You typically don't want to do criminal investigations by yourself because your secondary is going to pick up things that you miss. It's actually a lot of work to interview someone, to read them, to assess them, to ask questions, to note, are they telling me the truth or not? Did they actually answer my question or am I going through a list? So it's a lot of work. So having a secondary in there is going to pick up the things that you miss. And you play off. I also want to highlight that the first interview is the most important interview.
Yes.
A lot of times people think, oh, you can go back again and again. And I will tell you through my own experience, that first one is where you want to try to get the bulk of information. When you go to the second or third or fourth, your chances of getting good information goes down. I mean, it tanks. So we're looking at potentially, is this person a suspect or are they somehow connected to the suspect? In addition, we were talking about warrants before. You know, there's something simple you can do sometimes as an investigator. Consent. Hey, do you mind if we look through your house? Do you mind if I look through your home? Do you mind if I look through your computer? They can give you consent. And you know what? Sometimes they do. So that's not lost on me as a former interviewer. Now, if they don't, you want to work those back channels if you can, if you've got enough probable cause to get those warrants, to get those search warrants, because I want to be looking through your devices, through your search history, through your home while you're being interviewed, because then we can corroborate information. I don't want to do it after the fact. So hopefully I would suspect that these two things are happening simultaneously. That way the interviewers in the room, they can take breaks, they can walk out, find out if any new developments happened, go back in there. And again, the other thing is that person there voluntarily or not? You know, are they going to stop that interview? But if you can build rapport, keep them talking, create an environment that's low key and low stress. Although as investigators, you're high stress, right? You want to find Nancy. But at the same time, if you've got a person and you think they're correlated or tied directly to this case, you need to keep them in that room. You don't want game over. Once they walk out or once they say they're walking out or they're done talking to you, it really shuts everything down. So it's really, really important that you handle this carefully. You can't just go in there and just bombard people, and then it can completely blow the case up in your face.
Evie, I'm going to ask you to stand by as well as we bring on our Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who is live in Tucson for us, Kelly, where we had seen, as expected, a fair amount of activity. Federal officials, Pima County, had suggested, hey, they'll have folks going out door to door. The investigation would be continuing. Then earlier today, we obviously got the drop of images that we have seen, that we have been playing here, that individual in the mask, in the gloves, going up to the camera. Give us a sense of what it's like on the ground tonight at this hour, evening, obviously, where you are.
Well, obviously, there has been a lot of that activity after the images were made public. The outreach to the public is a big part of this. Putting together a website to give people access at their fingertips, on their phone, on their home computer, the office tomorrow. They can look at the information that is assessed by the FBI as a way for the public to learn what's happening in the investigation and a way to contribute tips or information. Obviously, a lot of that centers right here in Tucson because that is where the crime happened. That is where Nancy Guthrie has had her life and family. This is home for them. Is it a case where whoever's responsible for this is from this area? We don't know the answer to that yet. There's also been a broader outreach across several states with billboards going up with information, her photo, the phone number. That's been a part of this. And now there is work that's happening involving a few officers or sheriff's deputies at a time going to areas where there might be an opportunity to learn something. Commercial businesses in the area that is not too far from where Nancy Guthrie lives. To describe her home as we have as being particularly desert-like in the sense that it is so dark here at this hour of night, no streetlights, none of that. There's also a lot of vegetation that blocks some of the visibility for neighbors around this. But she is not far from a thriving business area where there is a lot in terms of bright lights and shops and gas stations and all of those things. So she's tucked into a community that is very peaceful as part of her life here, but not far from activities where there could be businesses that might have seen something or know something or have the kind of cameras and so forth. Before these images, that sort of outreach was really looking for Who was out at 2 a.m. on that Sunday more than a week ago?
Yep.
Now they've been able to narrow it significantly by seeing a real figure who came to her home in those wee hours, dressed to commit a crime. And now they have more information to work with. That brings about tips. We've been told by the FBI a spike in tips tonight. As we expect, not all of those will have actual value, but authorities have the manpower to handle it. They know that's coming. They're working with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. The FBI sources that I've been talking to say this particular questioning of an individual is in the hands of Pima County, and they are directing any inquiries to Pima County. So that tells us that this is something in an early stage, perhaps. This is something that could be trying to elicit information from an individual. As your conversation has been unfolding here, anyone who is questioned by authorities has the right to not participate. Is this person cooperating? Are they answering questions? Have they been given their Miranda rights? We don't know any of those details, and it will take time for that to come out. What we certainly hope is whatever is happening in a room with law enforcement is valuable, either eliminating someone or learning something that could help lead to answers about where is Nancy Guthrie, is she okay, and can she be returned to her family? So with all of this at a scale of national profile, we're really sort of inviting our viewers into the incremental work of law enforcement. We don't have more answers right now, but there have certainly been very meaningful developments today that are hopefully getting investigators closer to the answers they need, and for the Guthrie family and the community here closer to bringing her home. Callie?
Kelly, I want you to stand by on that community piece, on the way that this community has rallied around the Guthrie family. I'll come back to you on that in just a second, but you're saying something important, and I want to go to Jim Kavanaugh on this, our NBC News law enforcement analyst. And Jim, there's two pieces to this that Kelly laid out that I want to pick up with you. One is as Kelly described it, the sort of incremental work of law enforcement that we are getting a peek behind the curtain of. And there are potentially some reasons to be cautious that this person being detained is the person in the video, is the person who had something directly to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And then there's also this other piece of it, Jim, which is centering Nancy. Where is she? Are we any closer to finding her?
Right, Hallie, well, you're spot on. Let's break that down. You know, I have a lifetime of experience on these big cases. I was on the Atlanta Birmingham bombing case when investigators in Atlanta were so absolute certain they had the bomber Richard Jewell that they wrote a federal search warrant to search his house. You know, many of us at the time said, it's not him. It's not him. But they were absolutely certain. And you remember the anthrax case in Washington when investigators were so certain it was the guy and it was Stephen Hatfield, that it was Mr. Stephen Hatfield, and it wasn't him. Mm-hmm. So I would just say a little bit of caution here. Let's look at the gold standard we have. That's the video. We can look at that. And nothing's going to bring, that's great evidence right there. You got a lot of things there to look at and make a determination. And since 8 hours ago, the tips flooded in. All kinds of tips are coming in. All kinds of tips. And detectives and agents have to act on that. They have to go conduct interviews and go do things and go see what people were doing. But I mean, if I described you, the command post, for example, the DC sniper, I'd have a board up there next to the command post. We'd have 10 names on it. And I could bring detectives and agents up to the command desk that would swear that number 3 is the sniper because of this and this and this and this and this. And, you know, I was be there with the FBI agent in charge and the chief of detectives, and we'd say, okay, you know, we're going to put him under 24-hour surveillance. If you feel that strongly about it, we're going to put a 24-hour surveillance on him. Sure enough, 2 nights later, the sniper would kill somebody 100 miles away. We'd say, well, where was your guy? And he'd say, oh, he was at a bar in Rockville, Maryland. We said, well, It ain't him. So we would have a list of suspects that all looked super great. So I'm just being cautious. I am buoyed by the fact that they are talking to somebody and they've detained them. I feel good about enough that they've detained them, but that can wash out too. But if it does wash out, that doesn't bring me down 1 inch because I think that's normal course of business. You already have the gold standard here of this evidence that broke today. That's going to lead to an apprehension. Now, whether it'll be today or tomorrow, but it's going to do it. It's going to do it. Let's hope they have a great lead. Let's hope they can match, the gun, the coat, the backpack. But it could also be something small. Somebody could call in and say, I think it's my boyfriend. He's got a jacket exactly like that. Well, that's not the only jacket like that in Arizona. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And that's not enough to charge you with anything, but it's enough to go talk to you. Hey, Billy, where were you Saturday night? What are you doing? Who are you? What's going on? Detectives, and try to find out, and then flush him out, or determine that he is good for it, and then you have to get some warrants and so forth. So,
well, Jim, I think
it's just a way you got to keep your mind and only work from a foundation of facts, and not make sure you don't get spun off.
One of the things you're saying here, and I think it's important, it's not enough. An apprehension wouldn't be enough, right, for the Guthrie family. They want Nancy home. Bring her home. That's what we've heard from the Guthrie family publicly, from Savannah, from her siblings since 10 days ago, when we all learned that this had happened here. And so I think it seems to me like part of what you're saying, Jim, is that there is still a laser focus, and there must be a laser focus in any advancement of the case being directed towards finding Nancy Guthrie.
No, that's exactly right. And there's going to be a lot of tips on who these people could be, or this guy could be. And they've got a lot of reasons and avenues to check all those. This is the first one we've heard about where they've, stepped up to the point where they've detained somebody to question them. But, I used to hear investigators say, I don't believe in coincidences. Well, you haven't investigated many things then, because coincidences, we live in coincidences. People in a certain city, even in a region, they do a lot of similar things. Their lifestyles are similar. They go to similar sports, similar work, similar clothing even. I mean, there's so many coincidences in life. What you got to have is hard, straight facts. Coincidences may cause you to look, but you've really got to get something that's concrete. Now, maybe that will come from this interview, and maybe it won't. Here's what I would say. If I was saying to all of us, don't be discouraged if this lead washes out. Don't be discouraged, because there's lots of other leads in this case. Lots of other leads. I hope it does.
All right. So, yeah, we were getting some experts. I'm live out front of Tommaso and Annie's home here. Big deal. Big news here. Someone has been detained. Unclear on who this is at this time. But what I'm thinking what we could do is, down the road is the FBI building. We can maybe go down there and see if there's any activity down there, because it's probably most likely the person that got detained went to the FBI building for questioning. I don't think they would be going to the Pima County Sheriff's. I think they would straight up go with this. I mean, this is a big Fed case. We could go down to the FBI building and see what's going on. It's about 10 miles to the south, and we could see, if there's any action or any activity going on there. If you guys want, or we could sit here and maneuver here. But I think possibly that the person could be down there at the building, but we might get an understanding of, who that could be and a name. That's up to y'all. But let me just continue to look around and see what else is out on this person. And if they're going to do that additional operation to the north in Oro Valley, because right now it's just like a person. So what's going on here? Earlier today, Pima County Sheriff's Department detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The subject is currently being questioned. Additional information will be released when it becomes available. Let's go to the FBI office. I think hold on a second. I want to go to the FBI office. I think it's down the road here. We should go check out. So apparently this person was detained during a traffic stop. People are also saying that the person detained is not a family member. Not a family member. So that's interesting too. Not a family member. So crazy stuff folks. Continuous coverage. Guthrie. Detained. Are they at the FBI building? Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for your coverage. You are a trooper. You're welcome. Thank you. I think this guy's leaving. I am at the house at Tommaso's home. That's a news reporter right out there right now. A news reporter outside the home. So let me get my sources here. Let me see what's going on, see if what I could find. Find out the location here. And then if not, we'll go to the FBI building. FBI building. Tucson. FBI building in Tucson. So I'm live outside of a spot where they were doing all the searches today. Yeah, it's not far. 17 minutes away to the FBI building. But let me just make sure. FBI detains Guthrie. Go to the FBI building. Trust your instincts. Yeah, I think we should go down and we'll take a drive. You want to take a drive down to the FBI building?
Head toward Northern Hills Drive.
Let's go. Let's go. We're going to FBI. We're going to the FBI building. It'll be about 17 minutes. Just put this up here a little bit. Okay. FBI building, folks.
In 600 feet, turn right to stay on West Ternero Street.
We'll see if there's any like media or anybody. You know, it's like a Fort Knox fortress, but I think the suspect's going to the FBI building in Tucson. I don't think he's going to Pima County Sheriff's, and he's definitely not going into the county jail.
Turn right to stay on West Ternero Street.
If someone has been detained and not arrested, they wouldn't be booked in the county jail. They would be detained for questioning. FBI building. Look how dark it is out here. Whoa. You're going to the FBI building, so we're going to go check out and sleuth around. We tend to get there at the right place at the right time. On stuff.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
We're on our way to the FBI
At
building.
the stop sign, turn right onto historic US 80, North Oracle Road.
North Oracle Road. Look at Tucson. Ahead, that's Tucson. That's where we're going, folks. So if people are in the chat, we're going to the FBI building. We'll see if the person's detained, if we can get any information. Maybe there's some media down there. We'll try to find a name. Other person down there at the FBI building. Keep your comments coming, folks. What do you think? Hospital? A lot want to go to the hospital because that's was a life fight button. This is a federal case, and I believe the feds have taken over this case ahead of Pima County. Rio Rico, 30 minutes. They scoop the person up, take him to the FBI building. He's at the FBI building. He's not going to be in the county jail yet because he's not booked. He's at the FBI building. There's no way they're interrogating this person at the Pima County Sheriff's Office. No way. FBI is interrogating this person. It's the FBI building. I'm pretty confident, but we'll see. But we might not know anything. We might just go down there. It might be just nothing of nothing. So where do you think the person's being held at right now? I would say the FBI building. People are saying hospital, though. I don't think the hospital. I don't think it's hospital. JLR LifeNet Hospital went to Rio Rico and now headed to Oro Valley. There's no reports that this suspect, the report says the suspect was picked up during a traffic stop. No reports of any injuries that I've seen, anyone injured. I would say life flight, if there was with Rio Rico, probably unrelated. But if you guys can give me a credible source saying that the suspect has been, or the person that, we'll just say the suspect person, whatever you want to call the person been injured in the process, please share the source. Unless the person did something during a traffic stop to hurt themselves or acted funny or acted a fool, tried to run on them or something, he got shot. But I didn't see any indication that anyone was injured. So I'm going to take it as if the person went to the FBI building. Now keep in mind, whoever this person is could get released. I just take, they said examples like Richard Jewell. I would say the Brown University guy, shooter, originally they detained some guy that was at a hotel from Wisconsin. They called him a person of interest. Next thing you know, 24 hours up, we let him go. I think it also happened with the Charlie Kirk assassination when they rounded up a wackadoodle temporarily, thinking it's him. He ended up not being him. Reports are that a life flight took an 84-year-old to Banner Hospital, took off from Rio Rico, landed around 8:25 p.m. Well, that would be Nancy then. 84, but the media would have said Nancy has been injured. The media would have said she's been found. She's been injured. The media would have said, the media that let me case in point. We were listening to the NBC News. NBC News is going to get the scoop better than anyone else because of Savannah's connection. If Nancy was injured, found, taken to a hospital, that would be already out there. It'd be breaking news, beyond breaking news. We're going to the FBI building. JLR, can I have permission to react to your live? Hey, Jumpsuit Pablo. Absolutely. Go ahead. You don't have to ask. Go for it. Have fun. Jumpsuit Pablo in the house. I enjoy your videos, Jumpsuit Pablo. Prison Insight. Good stuff. All right. So, folks, we're on our way to the FBI building. What will we find? What will we find? We shall see. I ate a lot of pizza for dinner. Thank you for the pizza. Pima County Sheriff's was like, don't deliver anything to the house again. It could compromise an investigation. And then people are like roasting them, saying, it's a crime scene. They're like, if you got a crime scene, how's your deputies falling asleep and pizza delivery drivers could just walk onto the crime scene? Why don't you have no tape? On my way to the FBI building. We'll see if we've, because they could bring this person in, out. I don't know if questioning. I don't know how long they'll be at the FBI building. We'll go. And we'll just get to see the FBI building anyway. I'm going to put this out on X. I'm on my way to the FBI building in Tucson. I'm on my way to the FBI building. I just tweeted that out on X at JLR Investigates. At JLR Investigates. At about 2.2 miles. Got changed lanes. Crazy construction. Maybe the feds will release a name soon. Maybe not. I'm going to the FBI building. Plus, if there's any media down there or anything like that, then there could be some buzz too. Because we know there's some cameras outside the FBI building. It says ETA for me. ETA would be to the FBI building would be 6 minutes. 6 minutes. It's the FBI building. What we got? Another comment. Let's see. Yeah, we got 53,000 watching. Everyone wants to know about this case. 53,000 people in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. JLR Investigates in Tucson. We're on our way to the FBI building. We'll try to see if we can find out anything about this person detained. Might just go and ask. Name. They're probably not going to release anything. All right, welcome to Tucson. I made it from the Catalina foothills down to Tucson. Uh-oh. I got to turn. I'll turn here. Might have went the wrong way. We're good. 4 minutes away.
Go past this light, then, at the next one, use the middle lane to turn left onto North Freeway Road.
North Freeway Road.
At the light, turn left onto North Freeway Road. In a quarter mile, turn right onto West St. Mary's Road.
Almost there. Two minutes away.
Turn right West St. Mary's Road.
Here's Burger King.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto North Bonita Avenue.
Bonita Avenue.
Turn left onto North Bonita Avenue.
All right, almost there.
Head south on North Bonita Avenue.
It's at the back of this corporate center.
In 600 feet, turn right onto North Commerce Park Loop.
North Commerce Park Loop. Does anyone know the location where the suspect was picked up in Rio Rico? We can also go there.
Turn right onto North Commerce Park Loop.
If we don't get any action here. Was it like a safe house, or but it was a traffic stop? But where's the vehicle? All right, this is the
In
FBI.
600 feet, turn right into the parking lot.
All right, this is the FBI building. Right here.
Turn right into the parking lot.
Dude, it's all gated up. Look. It's all gated up. There's nobody here.
Turn right into the parking lot, then keep right.
Let's go explore a minute. Dude, everything is gated up. Dude, it's like Fort Knox. It's crazy.
Head toward North Bonita Avenue. At the next stop sign, turn left.
See? It's all gated up. The FBI building. See activity? That's the
Turn left into the parking lot.
FBI building. Somebody's going through the gate. Dude, they could be bringing the suspect here. Somebody was going through the gate on the side. I'm not going to go on their property, you know. Go back this way here. All right, what's the buzz? People say sheriff's department. We'll go over to the sheriff's department. Let's see if the media is there. Is there a main sheriff's office in Tucson? Hold on, let me go to the end of the road. We're going to go over to the Pima County Sheriff's Office. That's where we're going next. Hold on. There is nothing jumping off here that we know of. Hold on a second. Pima County Sheriff's Office. People keep saying the hospital. Pima County Sheriff's Office.